This is the Reality Self-Help Podcast. Summer House Recap Edition, because I'm on a mission. I do see this show shifting very much from being overly fixated, myself included, on Amanda and Kyle at the beginning of the season. And now Ciara and West is actually picking up steam. I'm also kind of curious about KJ, since now he's having sex with Dara, West's ex-fling. KJ was shown talking to her all the time, FaceTiming her on the weekend, and he's saying he's really falling for her fast. He has Yankees tickets for her, and he doesn't get that, one time a week thing. When you first meet someone, he doesn't obey these rules. He's just like, if I want to hang out with someone, then I'm going to do it. I'm kind of wishing that KJ brings up Dara to the house, because I still want to see Ciara and Dara interact because of the West common denominator. But if Ciara and West keep getting deeper and deeper into their situation, then I don't think Ciara is going to care as much as if she would have talked to Dara. Maybe she did at that first singles party way back. Jesse, as I predicted, ousted himself and actually just created more opportunity for Ciara to pull closer to West. So not only does he doesn't even care if his best friend wants to get with me, but she also has her attraction towards him. So the greatest accomplishment during this episode was that Ciara let West sit on top of her with his legs outstretched. His genitals would be facing her face. So that's kind of dominance thing. He's in the submissive position. We know how that goes. So that was hardcore flirting, because I agree. That's something that I believe in, flirting through wrestling or physical stuff, depending on again the situation and where you are, all of that. But yeah, I think that is a huge deal. And also West he's doing well, because when he went up and to Ciara in the kitchen and he's speaking more slowly or quietly and trying to say, I don't know how to talk to you if I'm being so honest. That's a step forward for him. And then even at the end when he's having that conversation with Ben by the pool, admitting, and Ben saying, it seems like you guys would have been perfect together. And then West admitted to Ben that he does miss Ciara, and that is a huge uphill battle. If you already had someone, you screwed it up. Ben asked, what happened? West admitted she wanted a good boyfriend who'd be there for her, who'd support her, do all these things. And he was not in a place to do that. But it makes me wonder, is he in a place now? Because he should really, 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 really think about whether if given that opportunity right then and there, if he'd be able to pull out all the stops for Ciara and be the good guy that she deserves, or if the thrill of the chase again and how insurmountable it has seemed because of how angry Ciara was understandably at with West, that is that challenge pushing him forward. It's so exciting when someone feels so out of reach. So I hope he's asking himself those questions. I think he is intelligent enough to ask those questions, but that's different when you don't know what you're actually going to end up feeling when you're in a situation. Also, going back, I was watching season 2 today, season 2 episodes 10 and 11, and then the reunion episode 13. Workus twins were so mean to Amanda. I did not remember that. They were judging her, as were the other women in the house, but those twins, especially I believe it's Lauren, the one that hooked up with Carl, she kept doing weird stuff. She was letting Kyle he was standing outside near the pool and his crotch was where her head was at one point, and she's saying, you're my best friend, and if someone tries to get you to change and they're dating you, that's not good. But she was totally dumping on Amanda instead of seeing, okay, well, don't you think there might be some reasons as to why Amanda doesn't love Kyle getting completely wasted all the time? So that didn't surprise me, because I never liked the Workus twins, but going back to see those actions and how much they were ganging up on Amanda and she was crying, and it also shows how far Amanda has gone as a person, because yeah, she was a lot younger, a lot more vulnerable, and again, people are being filmed. It's not just a tiny little awkward interaction. So of course people break, and even at the reunion she was crying a lot. I don't know which one of the Workus twins Amanda was trying to speak up for herself, and Amanda was like, let me talk, and she's like, you never stand up for yourself, Amanda. And it's like, well, then stop talking over her and let her speak up. Amanda has just grown into more and more of a graceful, composed person. It was Amanda's birthday, and that was the awkward situation where Bailey has a huge crush on Ben. Ben is trying to say what he loves about Amanda or what's special about Amanda, and Bailey, I could see myself doing something like this too, blurting something out that is so rude, and it's broaching what people do kind of know, because I do think Ben is very attracted to Amanda, but that's why it's so awkward. That's why Bailey shouldn't have said that Ben wants to sleep with Amanda in front of her husband and her at her birthday dinner. it was not good. So I do like seeing that Ben went and dealt with it directly. Also, he was not yelling at her ever. So that is something I don't agree that Bailey was saying. Oh, I've had guys who are losers that I date that have yelled at me, but I'm not going to let another man yell at me that I'm not dating. He was not yelling at you. He was showing frustration. He in no way yelled whatsoever. So there's that. Kyle does give Amanda this Cartier watch for her birthday. She seems pretty happy about it when she gets it. She calls her mom. Her mom said Kyle did a great job. Kyle's brought this up before, but he's saying he is not good with gifts. So Amanda seemed pretty happy. But later when they're at the winery and Kyle's not around, he's taking photos of Ciara. She says to everyone, this was actually more of a gift for him than me, because everyone clapped for him for it. And then she goes, and now I can leave him and get a watch out of it. Obviously, she's joking, but there's always a little bit of truth in effective humor. So I do think that, yeah, Kyle wanted to show he's the good husband because he's kind of losing ground with Amanda and with other people. I do think it was to partly make her happy, and I think as well it was to make him look good and like a dedicated husband. It was rude of Bailey, and what I didn't like is Bailey did not take accountability, so that was showing a little more of a side of her that I don't like, because I've really loved Bailey so far. But when Ben was letting her know, this made me really uncomfortable, it wasn't appropriate, and why are you doing this? I mean, we know, and he probably is guessing, it's because you have a crush on me and I'm not reciprocating that attention towards you. But she was really pushing back and trying to say, everyone knows this, it's a joke, it's a this, it's a that. I wish that she would have more quickly said, yeah, that was super rude, I'm so sorry, because I thought it would be funny in the moment, but it wasn't at all. And I saw that as soon as I said it. Sorry about that. She did that fake apology thing of after he explained what was going on, where she was saying, oh, I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable, that kind of thing, which still spins your emotions back on you in the way they frame the apology to say, I didn't do anything wrong and it's actually you're overly emotional. That's what I hear when someone says, I'm sorry if that made you uncomfortable. It's like, well, you made me uncomfortable with what you did or said. But yes, you can spin it as if though it's weird that I feel that way. I can't wait for the next episode, because showing that Ciara and West are touching each other, they're getting closer. Again, the part of me that cares about Ciara is like, no, but the part of me that's a viewer alone, of course I want to see this, because of how I didn't predict this happening, because of how angry Ciara was at West at the reunion. And especially if you don't want to let your vulnerable emotions out. I feel like she went to the level of you're dead to me kind of thing, to now opening herself up and seeing her start to give in to West's charms. And they do have such good chemistry, and that chemistry is still clearly there. So we'll see. Going back to season 2, I was seeing the clip of Kyle yelling, Summer is fun, you're not fun. Her leaving her at home crying. Then she did try to have fun with him. They went to some outdoor fancy party, and they both got wasted. And this is another time that I could see the Workus twins, whichever one it was, who's so jealous of Amanda Clear. She's like, why is Amanda's tits are out, or something like that. Who cares? Amanda's having fun now. But then Amanda got wasted, too wasted, trying to fit in with Kyle. He brings her home. She passes out in the middle of the day. He goes out later and leaves her. And no, he didn't have to stay home with her, but it's just par for the course. So yes, it was interesting and helpful to go back to that and see what else is going to go down, and what is their relationship going to be like by the end of the summer. Is it going to be Ciara and West are the king and queen of the house? They're basically back together, or they are back together. Are they going to hook up late at night? I have so many questions. The rumors are around that West and Amanda are hooking up. Of course, no, that's not even worth considering. Just simply because Ciara, even just that alone, Amanda would not do that. That's so stupid. But I am so excited to see Amanda one day move on with someone else, and she's just feeling herself. I love all the endorsements that she's getting on TikTok, and she's doing great. And this is episode 6 of the Reality TV is Self-Help podcast, Summer House recap, and thank you so much for tuning in. Truly appreciate it.